All right, number 4A on Math 6A, Unit 3 test. The letter A, you need to complete this web. Some of you guys actually did draw pictures, and I did consider looking at it closely, and hopefully you did get them right. But it was really hard to tell because hundreds grid drawn on a small space was really, really difficult for you guys. So if that's the case, next time, try to aim for the words rather than the pictures, okay? For your sake and my sake, because for your sake, I don't think any of you wanted to draw 100 squares during a test. So it would have been way easier for you to write in words. The given part is 75%. So if that's 75%, the fraction should be one of these three. It could have been 75 over 100, or actually 3 over 4. And I think that's it. Or unless you had an equivalent fraction like 6 over 8, 12 over 16, and so forth. Any equivalent fractions that equal to 75 over 100 would be fine. And the words could have been 75%. It could have been that easy. That words should have been 75% because that's what was given, or 3/4 or 75 hundredths. And the decimal should be really easy. If you have this piece right here, you can write it as 75 hundredths in decimal like so, 0.75. So the words, your answers would vary. I was open to accepting 75%. Okay, but if you put 75, it would have been wrong. Okay, or 75 hundredths, and or 3/4, or 3/4. Any of these would have been acceptable for the words. And if you had a picture, if you wanted to show 75%, you could have easily done this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that's not even. Let me try that again. That's a little better. And then shading in, only 3 of those. And that's still 75%. You didn't have to draw 100 squares. Yes, you could have, and it would have been easier for you to not think about what else you could have done. And it would have less room for errors if you did 100 squares and draw 75. But for sake of time on a test, especially when you're pressed for time, don't waste time drawing 100 squares. It just takes too long. So please make sure that you take a look at this and consider drawing a shorter way or writing in a shorter way. Okay? All right. And let's go to B. Sorry for the messy writing. And this should have been a little easier for half. This is half. If you put 1/2 for words, I accepted it. That's totally fine. If you say 1/2, I probably didn't. If you said 50%, I would have accepted. 5/10, I would have accepted. 50 hundredths, I would have accepted. So any of those would have been fine. So decimal is definitely 5/10, 0.5 or 0.50. Okay. Percent would be 50%, and there's no other form of percent that you should be writing. But if you don't have a percent sign, I will mark it wrong. So please don't miss that. Again, don't waste your time drawing 100 squares, shading in 50. Draw something simple. Here's a circle, shade half. Done. Okay. Oh, that doesn't look very. Oh, that is a terrible circle. Let's try again. I'm going to go with the rectangle. Half. Done. 50%, it's shaded. And it's a picture. Don't waste too long of a time for you to actually draw these pictures. Don't forget, one thing I learned from the video, hopefully you learned that you can use shortcuts when it comes to your words or pictures so you don't waste time during a pressed time or timed test. Please keep this in mind. You want to get through the simple ones as quickly as possible. You don't want to sit there wasting time drawing 100 squares. Thanks.